Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to talk to you about something far more powerful than money, connections, or luck. It's the force that shapes destinies, turns dreams into realities. I'm fascinated, and separates those who merely survive from those who thrive, the mindset of a winner, the mindset of a millionaire. Winners see the world differently because they focus on vision over circumstances. I'm fascinated. They understand that where they are right now does not define where they are going. Every great success story begins with someone who saw beyond their current reality. Fascinated. The millionaire mindset is built on this simple truth that vision, not circumstances, determines destiny. Most people allow their environment to limit their thinking. They let their present struggles, lack of resources, fascinated, or past failures convince them that they can't achieve more. But winners choose to see beyond the immediate. They don't deny reality, but they refuse to be controlled by it. Fascinated, they use their imagination to build a picture of what's possible and let that picture guide their actions every single day. Vision is not just a dream, it's a direction. I'm fascinated. It's a mental picture so strong that it pulls you forward even when everything around you seems to be falling apart. Winners wake up each day with that image in their mind. They can see the business they want to build, fascinated, the life they want to live, the difference they want to make. Even if the world calls them unrealistic, they hold onto that vision because they know that every invention, every movement, I'm fascinated, and every breakthrough began as an idea in someone's mind before it became reality. When you operate with a millionaire mindset, you stop reacting to circumstances and start creating them. I'm fascinated. You stop waiting for luck and start building your future intentionally. Circumstances are temporary. Vision is permanent. Circumstances can change overnight, but vision remains the guiding star that keeps you on course. Fascinated. Think of how many successful people began with almost nothing. Oprah Winfrey grew up in poverty, yet she envisioned a life where her voice could inspire millions. Elon Musk faced repeated failures, fascinated, yet his vision of space exploration and electric vehicles drove him to build companies that changed industries. Their stories show that what separates winners from the rest is not resources, but resourcefulness. I'm fascinated. They see obstacles not as roadblocks, but as stepping stones towards something greater. They don't ask, can I do this? They ask, how can I make this happen? That subtle shift in perspective changes everything. I'm fascinated. A strong vision gives life meaning and direction. It keeps you focused when distractions arise and motivated when results are slow. Fascinated. People without vision get lost in their circumstances. They complain about what's wrong instead of creating what's right. Winners understand that energy follows focus. When you focus on problems, you attract more of them. When you focus on possibilities, you begin to notice solutions that were always there, but hidden by fear and doubt. Vision clears the fog. It gives you clarity to act decisively even when the path is uncertain. I'm fascinated, but vision also demands faith, not blind faith, but belief in your ability to figure things out. A millionaire mindset means trusting the process. Winners know that great things take time, and they are patient with progress. Fascinated, they plant seeds, nurture them, and wait for results. They don't give up just because success doesn't come instantly. They see challenges as part of the journey, not proof of failure. When circumstances get tough, fascinated, their vision grows stronger. They remind themselves why they started, and that why becomes the fuel that keeps them moving forward. To think like a winner, you must train yourself to look beyond what is visible. Fascinated, the world is filled with people who quit because they couldn't see past their current situation. But those who win are those who can look at a barren field and see a harvest. Fascinated, they can look at an empty bank account and see a thriving business. They can look at rejection and see redirection. That's the power of vision over circumstances. The mind of a millionaire is not focused on where they stand today, fascinated, but on where they're going tomorrow. They know that every great achievement starts as a small step fueled by an unshakable belief that the future can be better and that they have the power to make it so. Fascinated, failure is one of the greatest teachers in the journey toward success, yet most people treat it as the end of the road. Those with an ordinary mindset see failure as a signal to stop, a confirmation that they are not good enough. Fascinated, but those with a millionaire mindset see failure as feedback. They understand that every setback carries a lesson, a clue, a message that points them toward improvement. Fascinated. Winners don't fear failure because they know it is part of the process of becoming extraordinary. They understand that growth doesn't happen in comfort, but through the pain of mistakes and the wisdom that follows. Fascinated. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's the foundation on which success is built. When winners fail, they don't take it personally. They don't see themselves as failures. They see themselves as learners. Fascinated. This distinction is critical. People who internalize failure allow it to define their identity. They start believing that one failed attempt means they are incapable. Winners, however, separate the event from their self-worth. Fascinated. They look at what went wrong, analyze it, and use that knowledge to make better decisions next time. This mindset turns failure into a stepping stone rather than a stumbling block. Every time they fall, they rise stronger, smarter, fascinated, and more prepared. History is full of examples of individuals who turned failure into success through this kind of thinking. Thomas Edison failed over 1,000 times before inventing the light bulb. I'm fascinated. When asked how it felt to fail so many times, he replied that he hadn't failed. He had simply found 1,000 ways that didn't work. That is the essence of the millionaire mindset. Winners see each failure as data. Fascinated. They collect information, adjust their methods, and keep going until they find the right solution. They know that quitting is the only true failure because it ends the learning process. A millionaire mindset thrives on resilience. Fascinated. Winners train their minds to bounce back quickly. They don't dwell on losses or waste time blaming others. Instead, they take responsibility and move forward. They view setbacks as temporary, not permanent. Fascinated, this attitude gives them emotion strength, which is often more valuable than intelligence or skill. The ability to stay calm under pressure and focused after failure is what separates champions from the rest. Fascinated, winners ask themselves better questions. What can I learn from this? How can I use this to improve? What will I do differently next time? These questions shift the focus from regret to growth. Failure also builds character. Fascinated, it humbles the ego and strengthens perseverance. When you fail and rise again, you develop confidence in your ability to overcome anything. Fascinated, that inner belief becomes unshakable because it's not built on easy victories, but on hard-earned experience. Winners know that the journey to success is a cycle of trial, error, and progress. Every mistake refines them. I'm fascinated. Every disappointment toughens them. Every rejection redirects them towards something greater. They understand that failure doesn't happen to them. It happens for them. Fascinated. The reason most people never achieve their dreams is that they give up too early. They interpret failure as a sign to stop rather than as feedback to adjust. Winners think differently. When a plan fails, fascinated, they don't change the goal, they change the approach. They keep experimenting until they find what works. This relentless persistence is what creates breakthroughs. Fascinated, the millionaire mindset embraces the idea that every no brings you closer to a yes. Every fall brings you closer to mastery, and every closed door pushes you toward the right one. In the end, fascinated, those who succeed are not the ones who never fail, but the ones who never let failure define them. Winners understand that behind every success story lies a trail of defeats that taught important lessons. Fascinated, failure is not something to fear, it's something to respect. It refines ambition, builds resilience, and tests commitment. The millionaire mindset transforms failure from a painful experience into a powerful teacher. Fascinated, it teaches patience, focus, and adaptability. Winners see failure as feedback because they know each mistake is shaping them into the person capable of achieving their biggest dreams. I'm fascinated. People with a millionaire mindset live from a place of abundance rather than scarcity. They believe the world is filled with endless opportunities, resources, and possibilities waiting to be discovered. Fascinated. This belief influences every decision they make, every relationship they build, and every goal they pursue. Scarcity thinking, on the other hand, is rooted in fear. The fear that there isn't enough success, money, fascinated, or recognition to go around. Those who think this way compete, compare, and cling to what they have because they worry it might be taken away. Winners, however, understand that success is not a limited resource. I'm fascinated. One person's achievement doesn't diminish another's potential. In fact, the more value you create in the world, the more abundance flows back to you. Abundance thinking begins with gratitude. I'm fascinated. Winners appreciate what they already have instead of constantly focusing on what's missing. Gratitude opens the mind to see opportunities that others overlook. It shifts your focus from lack to possibility. Fascinated, when you operate from abundance, you stop chasing and start attracting. You begin to see that money, success, and happiness are byproducts of the value you bring to others. Millionaires don't ask, "What can I get?" They ask, fascinated, "What can I give?" They understand that when you contribute more to the world gives more back. This mindset builds trust, networks, and long-term success that scarcity-driven individuals can never achieve. Fascinated, abundance thinkers believe in growth and expansion. They know there is always room to learn, to improve, and to create something new. When others see competition, they see collaboration. I'm fascinated. They partner instead of compete because they understand that working together multiplies results. Scarcity-minded people guard their ideas out of fear that someone might steal them. I'm fascinated. Millionaire-minded people share their ideas because they know execution matters more than protection. They trust that their creativity, discipline, and determination will keep them ahead. Abundance is not just about wealth. Fascinated, it's a mental attitude of generosity, confidence, and courage. One of the key elements of abundance thinking is the belief that challenges are opportunities in disguise. When faced with problems, winners don't panic. Fascinated, they look for the lesson or innovation that can emerge from difficulty. They understand that the world is constantly offering new chances to grow, but those chances can only be seen through a positive, open mindset. Fascinated, scarcity thinking narrows your vision. It makes you afraid to take risks, to invest, to dream bigger. Abundance thinking expands your vision. It makes you see every experience, even failure, fascinated as part of a larger plan of growth and success. Another powerful trait of abundance thinkers is their relationship with money. They respect it, but they don't worship it. They see money as a tool, not the ultimate goal. To them, fascinated, money is energy. It flows where value is created and service is rendered. This understanding frees them from greed and fear. Instead of hoarding wealth, they invest in themselves, their businesses, and others. I'm fascinated. They know that giving generously, whether it's time, knowledge, or resources, eventually comes back multiplied. This cycle of giving and receiving is at the heart of abundance. Scarcity thinkers hoard, abundance thinkers share. Fascinated. The difference shows up not only in wealth, but also in happiness, relationships, and peace of mind. Abundance thinking also influences how winners see people. They believe success grows when others grow. Fascinated, they celebrate the achievements of others instead of feeling threatened. They lift others up because they know that success is more fulfilling when shared. This mindset attracts loyal relationships, strong partnerships. I'm fascinated, and supportive communities. When you help others succeed, you expand your circle of abundance. Winners know that real wealth is not just what you accumulate, it's what you help create in others. In the end, fascinated, abundance thinking gives winners freedom from envy, from fear, from the constant feeling of not having enough. It allows them to act boldly and then dream bigger and give more. The millionaire mindset thrives on this belief. Fascinated, there is more than enough for everyone. Opportunities are everywhere for those who choose to see them. The world is not a pie with limited slices, it's an ever-expanding field of possibilities. I'm fascinated. Those who live with abundance thinking don't wait for success. They create it, multiply it, and share it because they know that the more they give, the more they grow. I'm fascinated. Discipline is the invisible bridge between goals and achievement, and those who possess a millionaire mindset understand this better than anyone. Winners know that talent, intelligence, and passion are important, but without discipline, I'm fascinated, they mean little. Self-discipline is the ability to do what needs to be done even when you don't feel like doing it. It is the quiet force that separates dreamers from doers, talkers from achievers. While others rely on motivation, fascinated, winners rely on commitment. They have trained their minds to follow through on their plans regardless of emotions, distractions, or temporary discomfort. Discipline, to them, is not a punishment. It's freedom. Fascinated, because it allows them to take control of their habits, their time, and ultimately their destiny. A disciplined person doesn't wait for the perfect moment. They create it. They understand that consistency compounds over time. Fascinated. Every small effort, repeated daily, builds momentum towards something greater. Most people quit because they don't see instant results, but those with the millionaire mindset keep going. Fascinated, they know success is not built overnight, but through countless days of focused effort. Winners show up even when the excitement fades. They keep their promises to themselves, and that builds confidence. Fascinated, each act of disciplines strengthens their self-belief and proves that they can trust themselves to do what's necessary. Discipline is also about making choices that align with long-term goals rather than short-term pleasure. Fascinated, winners understand the power of delayed gratification. They resist distractions, unnecessary spending, and time-wasting habits because they know every decision either brings them closer to their dream or pushes it further away. Fascinated, they say no to comfort when it competes with progress. They understand that success often requires sacrifice, less sleep, less entertainment, fewer excuses. But those sacrifices eventually turn into freedom. Fascinated, they'd rather face the discomfort of discipline today than the regret of inaction tomorrow. What separates winners from everyone else is that they don't depend on willpower alone. They build systems. I'm fascinated. They create routines that make discipline automatic. They structure their days with purpose, plan their goals, track their progress, and hold themselves accountable. They don't leave success to chance. By setting clear priorities, fascinated, they protect their time and energy. A disciplined routine doesn't limit them, it empowers them. When you know what matters most, you stop wasting time on what doesn't. I'm fascinated. Millionaire-minded individuals are ruthless about focus. They understand that scattered effort leads to scattered results. Another crucial aspect of discipline is emotional control. Winners don't let emotions dictate their actions. I'm fascinated. When frustration, fear, or boredom strikes, they stay steady. They've learned to manage impulses and remain calm under pressure. This emotional maturity gives them clarity when others panic. Discipline trains the mind to stay centered. I'm fascinated, especially when challenges arise. It's not about suppressing emotions, but mastering them. Winners acknowledge how they feel, but they don't let those feelings make decisions for them. Fascinated, this level of control gives them a massive advantage in business, relationships, and personal growth. Self-discipline also builds resilience. Each time a disciplined person follows through on a tough task, they grow stronger. Fascinated, they begin to associate effort with progress and challenge with growth. Over time, they develop mental toughness, the ability to keep going no matter how hard things get. Life will always test your patience. I'm fascinated, but discipline gives you the strength to push through. Millionaires don't rely on inspiration to keep moving. They've built habits that carry them forward even on the toughest days. Their discipline becomes their identity. Fascinated, and that identity creates unstoppable momentum. Ultimately, winners understand that discipline is not something you practice once in a while. It's a lifestyle. It's woven into how they think, act, and make decisions. Fascinated, every great accomplishment in history was fueled by people who refused to quit, who woke up early, worked hard, and stayed consistent long after others gave up. Fascinated, the millionaire mindset sees discipline as the ultimate form of self-respect. It's a declaration that you value your dreams enough to work for them daily. Discipline transforms ordinary actions into extraordinary outcomes. Fascinated, it's not glamorous or easy, but it's the one trait that guarantees progress when everything else fails. Through discipline, winners create order out of chaos, action out of intention, and success out of persistence. Fascinated, the people we surround ourselves with shape the way we think, act, and grow, and those with a millionaire mindset understand this truth deeply. Fascinated, they know that environment is not just a backdrop to success. It is a powerful influence that determines how far they can go. Winners are intentional about who they spend their time with. Fascinated, because they understand that energy is contagious. If you spend your days with people who doubt, complain, and make excuses, eventually you start thinking the same way. But when you surround yourself with people who dream big, I'm fascinated, take action, and stay positive even in hard times, their energy elevates yours. The environment of growth that winners create is built on ambition, accountability, and continuous learning. I'm fascinated. Those with an ordinary mindset often underestimate how deeply their surroundings shape their destiny. They assume they can stay focused on success while being surrounded by negativity. Fascinated, but human behavior is influenced by what it's exposed to. Millionaire-minded individuals know this, so they carefully curate their circle. They choose friends, mentors, and colleagues who challenge them to be better. Fascinated, they look for people who are ahead of them in experience, mindset, or skill because they want to learn and grow. Instead of feeling intimidated by others' success, they are inspired by it. Fascinated. They understand that growth happens when you're uncomfortable, when you are not the smartest or most successful person in the room. Winners seek out rooms that force them to stretch. Fascinated. An environment of growth also includes what you consume mentally and emotionally. Winners guard their minds the way they guard their investments. They feed themselves knowledge through books, podcasts, fascinated, and conversations that stimulate progress. They avoid gossip, negativity, and distractions that drain energy. Every day, they ask whether their environment supports their goals or sabotages them. If it doesn't, they make changes. I'm fascinated. They don't hesitate to distance themselves from toxic influences, even if it's difficult, because they understand that protecting their mindset is essential to protecting their future. In the Millionaire Mindset, fascinated. Environment isn't just about people, it's also about habits and spaces. Winners design their surroundings to encourage productivity and focus. They keep their workspaces clean, organized, and inspiring. I'm fascinated. They structure their days around routines that promote efficiency and clarity. They know that chaos in their surroundings can create chaos in their minds, so they cultivate order. I'm fascinated. The discipline of maintaining a growth-oriented environment keeps their energy aligned with their ambitions. They understand that small and environmental details, like the books on their shelves, the conversations they have, fascinated, or the routines they follow, are what shape their success over time. Another key part of an environment of growth is accountability. Winners know that no one succeeds entirely alone. They seek mentors who guide them. I'm fascinated. Peers who challenge them and teams who support them. They value constructive criticism because it pushes them to improve instead of surrounding themselves with people who only agree with them. Fascinated. They welcome honest feedback from those who want to see them win. Growth-minded individuals thrive in communities where progress is celebrated, not envied. They cheer for others and in turn attract people who cheer for them. Fascinated. This mutual upliftment creates a powerful environment where everyone rises together. Winners also know that environment affects belief. If you're surrounded by people who constantly talk about limitations, I'm fascinated, you begin to believe that success is rare. But if you spend time with those who speak about goals, strategies, and breakthroughs, your belief in what's possible expands. The millionaire mindset thrives in places where growth is normal, fascinated, not exceptional. Winners deliberately build environments that make success feel natural, not distant. They eliminate spaces and relationships that hold them back because they understand that success requires alignment. Mental, I'm fascinated, emotional, and environmental. In the end, those who win are not just disciplined individuals, but also architects of their environment. They take full responsibility for the energy they allow into their lives. They create spaces, fascinated, routines, and relationships that keep them motivated and moving forward. Growth does not happen by accident. It happens by design. Millionaires are not born into the right environments. They build them. Fascinated. They continuously evolve their surroundings to match the next level they want to reach. When you surround yourself with people who push you higher, feed your mind with wisdom, and design your life for progress, growth becomes inevitable. Fascinated. The environment of growth is the soil in which success takes root, and the quality of that soil determines the height of your potential. The most successful people in the world don't chase money, they chase purpose. Fascinated. This is what truly defines the millionaire mindset, seeing wealth not as the destination, but as a byproduct of meaningful contribution. Winners understand that without purpose, success feels hollow. Fascinated. They wake up each day driven by a reason that goes beyond personal gain. Their focus is not just on what they can achieve, but on how they can make a difference. This sense of purpose gives direction to their goals, fascinated, energy to their actions, and resilience in the face of setbacks. When life becomes difficult, purpose becomes the anchor that keeps them moving forward. People who lack purpose often chase success in circles. Fascinated, they move from one goal to another, never feeling truly satisfied because they measure success only by external rewards. Millionaire-minded individuals are different. They measure success by impact. I'm fascinated. They ask questions like, who am I helping? And what problem am I solving? They know that when you focus on solving meaningful problems, money follows naturally. I'm fascinated. Purpose gives them clarity. It helps them decide where to invest the time, attention, and effort. It removes the confusion that comes from trying to do everything and helps them concentrate on what truly matters. Fascinated. Purpose. Driven winners also have a deeper emotional connection to their work. They are fueled by passion rather than pressure. This passion keeps them consistent even when the journey is long and uncertain. I'm fascinated. They don't need external motivation because their purpose is internal. It's part of who they are. This is why they can work longer, persist harder, and recover faster than those who only work for rewards. Fascinated. Purpose transforms effort into fulfillment. When you love what you do and believe in why you do it, the work itself becomes rewarding. One of the most powerful effects of having a strong purpose is resilience. Fascinated. Every successful person faces moments of doubt, failure, and exhaustion. Those who are driven by money alone often quit when things get tough because the struggle doesn't feel worth it. I'm fascinated. But those who are driven by purpose endure because their mission is bigger than their pain. They see challenges as part of their calling. Purpose gives meaning to suffering. Fascinated. It turns setbacks into lessons and obstacles into opportunities. Winners remind themselves of their why whenever they feel like giving up, and that reminder reignites their determination. Fascinated. Purpose also gives success a moral foundation. When your motivation is rooted in contribution, you make decisions that align with integrity and long-term vision. I'm fascinated. Many people achieve wealth, but lose peace because their success lacks meaning. Winners build success that uplifts others. They create jobs, inspire minds, and solve real problems. Their wealth becomes a tool for impact. Fascinated. They understand that true success is measured not just by what you accumulate, but by what you contribute. The most fulfilled millionaires are those who use their success to make the world slightly better than they found it. I'm fascinated. Another important aspect of purpose is legacy. Winners think beyond themselves. They think in terms of generations. They want to build something that lasts, something that continues to create value even after they're gone. I'm fascinated. This mindset shapes how they lead, how they build relationships, and how they make decisions. They are not interested in quick wins, but in lasting change. Legacy thinking encourages them to invest in people, ideas. Fascinated, and causes that outlive them. It gives their work eternal significance. Living with purpose transforms the way winners see wealth and success. They don't view money as the goal, but as a means to amplify their mission. I'm fascinated. They understand that financial success allows them to expand their influence and help more people. But even if the money disappeared, their purpose would remain intact. That's what makes them unstoppable. Fascinated. Their motivation doesn't depend on circumstance. It comes from within. Purpose is their compass. It directs every choice and gives every action meaning. In the end, those with the millionaire mindset live by a simple truth. When you chase purpose, profit follows. When you chase only profit, you lose both purpose and peace. Winners know that the greatest wealth is not found in what you own, but in what you give, not in what you take, but in what you build. Fascinated. Their purpose becomes their power, the invisible force that makes them not just successful, but significant. The millionaire mindset is not about the money in one's bank account, but about the attitude in one's mind. Fascinated. Winners see the world through a lens of possibility, purpose, and growth. They focus on vision over limitations, see failure as feedback, and believe in abundance rather than scarcity. Their discipline keeps them consistent. Fascinated. Their environment nurtures their growth, and their purpose gives meaning to their success. This mindset transforms ordinary people into extraordinary achievers because it teaches them to think long-term, act with integrity, fascinated, and persist through challenges. True wealth is created in the mind long before it appears in reality. Those who master their thoughts master their future. When you begin to see the world as winners do, with faith, focus, I'm fascinated, and determination, you stop chasing success and start attracting it. The millionaire mindset, in the end, is not just a path to riches, it's a blueprint for a fulfilled life.